Here we go. I got a fresh coffee going. Are we live or what? Come on, Tube. You guys let me know if I'm live. It's giving me nothing. This thing just wants to run ads, which I'm appreciative of. Thank you very much. Here we go. It is I, the Amplified Man. Salute, everybody. It's been a while since I've been able to go live with you guys, man. Hopefully you guys are whooping that ass, coming off a strong weekend. Hopefully you guys are rocking that Monday. Hopefully we got a good Monday Night Raw tonight. I have the preview for you guys. The official preview as of now. And something huge, man, we haven't heard of since the Vince McMahon era, Vincent Kennedy. I hope this does not become a running theme. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. What's up, unit? Dante Jarrett, 17 months strong on that Gold Channel membership, brother. 17 months with the AMP unit. Dante Jarrett, 23. Has it been 17 months we've had channel memberships? Bro! 17. Also, there was who else too, man? Eric Leno, 17 months. Gold team, go! Eric Leno, 17 months strong. Sam Byers, 17 months with that gold card. 17 months. Sam Byers, channel member. Wow, 17 months. I feel like I just started that a few months ago. I call them the board of directors, my channel members, man. Also, I got Dante Jarrett 23, right? Yeah, DeMonte Tadrew, 17. What is this, the 17-month club? These are my down from day one, not ish. Down from day one. DeMonte Tadrew, 17 months later and still rocking with BC and the AMP unit. I appreciate it, brother. 17 months, Alicia Vukovic. Alicia, 17 months strong. Been missing you, BC. I'm back live. It's been a while, Alicia. I know. A lot of work to be done. I just don't have the time like I would like to, man. And like a lot of people have the time for, BC just doesn't. And as we get into the summer, unfortunately, I'm going to have a lot less time. There's a lot that I have to attend to. But I hope to be live with you guys Saturday, man. The King and Queen of the Ring. Saturday afternoon, I would love to be live. I'm going to try to. I hope you guys can stop by and say what's up. Alicia, 17 months strong. Ron C, 23, 16 months. Thanks, BC. Woo! How was that, man? It wasn't Ric Flair-esque, but it was definitely better than Charlie. Ron C, 23, 16 months. 8 months, D Brown. B motherfucking C. Hold on, where'd it go? D Brown, B motherfucking C. Always great to see the Amplified one. Glad you're doing well, brother. You too, D Brown. Hopefully you're kicking ass, dude. Good to see you up in here on my return live. And for my future unit that's not able to catch this live, by the way, Saturday afternoon, okay? So don't worry. Oh, man, BC went live. I wasn't able to catch it. Saturday, I hope to be live, so stop by, say what's up. That's for my future unit. I see some super chats mixed up in here too, man. I'm going to get to all the super chats too during this live stream. I promise you. I just want to go over some stories and then I'll go over super chats. But I just want to make sure I'm getting all my channel memberships. DC Lanier. First of all, hold on. Before I continue, if you guys don't mind, your playback sounds great. So it just needed the microphone, everything needed to rejuvenate, right? I'm always blowing out amplified microphones. Now I'm going to go to my playback, if you don't mind, so I can hear myself. Check, check. BC in the unit. On deck. BC in the unit. On deck. Check, check. Oh, that sounds good. Yep, that sounds good. All right, guys. DC Lanier, 14 months strong. Yo, BC, it's been a while since the last live. I'm at work right now, but I'll be here. Amped up bicep up in the air, bro. DC Lanier, I need this live, man. DC Lanier, even though you're at work, I'm glad you caught this, man. Even to stop by and say what's up. Always good seeing you up in this chat. And this will be up on the channel afterwards, I believe. I do believe I'm going to keep this up. So, DC Lanier, appreciate you big time, man. Kick ass up on the grind, too, DC Lanier. Reese, money, Reese. 6 months strong. Can't wait for King and Queen of the Ring and Double or Nothing this weekend. Yeah, for those that don't know, Reese brought up a good point. King and Queen of the Ring Saturday. Double or Nothing is the next night, Sunday. We believe, yes, we believe Mercedes Moné is getting that championship from Willow. What a moment that's going to be, bro. Also, I'm looking for the anarchy in the arena, too, even though there's been changes and injuries. Reese, 6 months strong. Much love always. You know that. And again, there's a lot of super chats coming down. I'm going to get to you. You guys are on fire, man. I just started this thing, man, 6 minutes ago. You guys are rocking. I just made a fresh coffee. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix this up real quick. And then we're going to get into some big stories. Tiffany Stratton, we're going to talk an adult conversation. I hope everybody's mature. If anybody is a douche or an idiot, Das Boot instantly. All right? We're going to have a more mature conversation on Tiffany Stratton and the backlash that came with it, and everybody is going to respect one another's input. But we do have to talk about it because that was a massive story, and we haven't talked about it really on this channel. And we're also going to talk the big changes on Monday Night Raw tonight, and we're also going to talk big announcements from the company earlier, TKO. That's all coming up, guys, and all of your super chats because you guys are kicking fucking ass in that chat right now. So let me put some Dunkin' cream and sugar in my coffee, if you don't mind. There you go. That's the magic potion there. There. You guys know the deal, man. It's been a while on these live streams, but you guys know how we do this. Smash that up on the way in, too, guys. If you don't mind. I know this is on just 30 minutes of notice, if even. I know most of you guys are going to catch this later, but don't forget to smash that up. It helps the algorithm, but more than anything, it makes BC know. It lets BC know you guys are fucking amplified, bro. Ready to rock. Giorgio up in that chat. What's up, bro? What's up? Yeah, we're going to talk to Tiff Stratton. I know about as much as you guys, to be honest with you, unfortunately. But we're going to talk about it because we're very high on Tiffany Stratton. But we're also high on Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, and they're kind of... It's all intertwined in this story. First of all, salute to everybody live, man. It's been a while, especially those with a gold card, man. I appreciate that support every month. It's never needed, but it's always appreciated. But to everybody out there, man, this chat is open to everybody. As long as you've been subbed for 4 weeks or longer, you're up in here, and I want to give a big shout out and a salute. Oh, my subscribers. Every single sumbitch that took a moment at any time over the last 5 years to smash that subscribe button. This one's for you. Salute. We the baddest motherfuckers. Let's salute. Check you. Yeah. Can you tell I already had a few coffees, by the way? Ultimate Warrior status. Yeah. All right, we'll tone it down a little bit. We got to do some real stories here, guys. Salute. Don't worry, I ain't going to be that amplified throughout the entire fucking stream. unless we actually need to be, and then we'll amp it up to about an 11 or a 12. All right, where do you guys want to start off? Salute, guys, man. So good to see a lot of you guys up in the chat, man. It's been a while for sure. Man, Superior, Original, Jose, James Shrimp Fajitas, Reese, Flatsmack, Mikey, Sarah, Dante. Damn, man. Mox Fuel, Gruss. Damn, so cool. All right, hold on. Let me get to some of this. I'll start off with some of the simpler stuff. We'll work our way up to Tiffany Stratton in that scenario. We'll work our way up to Monday Night Raw. But the TKO President, guys, Mark Shapiro, earlier this afternoon and yesterday in a few interviews, he has confirmed, this is the TKO President, Mark Shapiro, he has confirmed that WWE within the next 6 to 12 months will be expanding their 10-year deal with Saudi. And there will be massive expansions to the deal. That tells you it's not just years. That tells you they're going to bring, if not a WrestleMania in the future, they're going to bring a Royal Rumble or some big event. That's what the head of entertainment in Saudi has already said. And when they cut this deal, money talks. And WWE TKO is going to make a boatload of money. If you guys remember, this is their 7th year of a 10-year deal, by the way. This started in March of 2018. 2018, 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So starting next March, you're in your 8th year. So they're going to expand that probably at least another 5 years. And they're probably going to give them a couple of massive PLEs for the future. So that is big news, guys. TKO President is confirming what the Saudi entertainment leader, whatever his full title was, he is confirming exactly what he said. They're going to make expansions, and they are going to be massive. Also, kind of along the same, and this is where you guys got to chime in, man, because it's an honest question. It has to be asked. Netflix has already confirmed what the reports were saying for the last 3 weeks, that many wrestlers are going to have documentaries on the streaming service, Netflix. So once their deal kicks in for Monday Night Raw, a lot of wrestlers are going to be having docs. So basically, think of Total Divas, Total Bellas, Belair and Montez's show, the AEW behind-the-scenes show. Picture all of that. Ms. and Mrs. maybe, all of those type of shows. Netflix wants to expand on that, and they're talking about multiple wrestlers. Now, on one hand, I get it, right? Oh, cool, right? But maybe they'll tap into Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Maybe we'll see Samantha and Ricochet. That's not the point, right? On one hand, you can say cool for many reasons. I get it. My question is, Unit, at what point are you oversaturating professional wrestling? At what point do your fans don't even have enough time? They don't even have enough time to consume this content. When I was growing up, there were Superstars of Wrestling on Saturday afternoon. That was it. A couple years later, they got Wrestling Challenge, which was on Sunday afternoon. Few years later, Monday Night Raw came along, 1 hour on Monday nights. Several years later, SmackDown came up on Friday nights. And you kind of went along. Nowadays, I don't even know. Every night has wrestling, right? Monday night has 3 hours of Raw. Tuesday night has 2 hours of NXT. Wednesday night has 2 hours of AEW. Thursday night has 2 hours of Impact. Friday night has 2 hours of SmackDown. And Saturday and Sunday have at least one pay-per-view, PLE, if not two, like this weekend. King and Queen of the Ring on Saturday, Double or Nothing on Sunday. And you repeat the process. Show-wise, James Shrimp Fajitas in the chats it is too much. Sometimes less is more. Great comment there, James Shrimp Fajitas. I just recently saw a comment on Booker T talking about Cody Rhodes and talking about how the aspects of Roman that were good, perhaps too much though, but an aspect of less is more. And Booker T actually used those words. Roman took that to a whole nother level, though. He could have been around a little bit more, but I do love when the champion is not there every week. It does make it special. Cody has not been involved in every show. Taking him off of Mondays is better for him. Overexposure is never a good thing. So I did just see that. It was just funny. James Shrimp Fajitas, less is more. Booker T saying that about Cody. But that's the same for pro wrestling, man. Like every single night there's a show, and then on top of that, you're asking the audience to try to keep up with all the other shows. That's the behind the scenes of the shows. And then if you got a podcaster like BC, you would like to say what up to and hear his thoughts or dropping some facts on these shows and the product, that's consuming a lot of time. So Netflix wants to get Raw and then add about 8 new shows on top of it. So yes or no, chat, is that going to overexpose pro wrestling to another level we haven't even seen before now that it's on a streaming service like Netflix, and they're going to try to get every penny out of the deal that they just gave WWE? $5 billion? We're going to have 36 new superstar shows. Shrifahitas, James says no. Robert says yes. James says, oh yeah. Marie, yes. Antoine, yes. Eric, yes. Superior, yes. Sheriff Rivers says you also have New Japan Pro Wrestling in Impact, NWA. Yeah, I wasn't even naming all of them. I'm just naming some of the bigger companies. Nope, I want to watch, says Gruss512. Gruss512 says I'll find the time. Tony Partita says yes. Dante Jaron says just too much. Fidel says yes. Reese says yes. Crazy Country says yes. Mikey, yes. I meant yes to Melvin says yes. Latasha says yes. Isaiah, no. Ron C, yes. TK says, hell yeah, that's too much. I'm not watching all that, BC, says Giorgio. Yeah, says JJ. Edward, too much. Billy, absolutely. Mox Fuel, definitely too much. You guys are the third too much. Yes, yes for sure. Says Hassan, yes for sure. Ty Mellon says yes. Dreadhead, yes. I'm probably missing it. That's a lot, man. There's only so much. I'll be totally honest with you guys, as I always am. I never caught one episode of Montez and Bianca. And it's not just because that type of thing's not for me, or I just don't have the time for it, which I don't. But I wouldn't even think, if I had an extra 10 minutes, I wouldn't think I gotta catch Bianca and Montez's show, or I gotta watch Miz and Mrs. And let's be honest, behind the scenes content, isn't that what we've getting an overexposure of for years? Everything has a behind the scenes. Every WrestleMania has a documentary attached to it. In fact, there's one that's going with WrestleMania 40 soon, but The Rock just has to sign off on it. This is something that his writer Brian Gurewitz said that's not the case, but I am hearing that's exactly what was pulling it. The Rock wanted to make some tweaks to it, kind of control that narrative. So we'll see. But everything's got a documentary. So on one hand, I understand it's really cool to see the behind the scenes and all that. On the other hand, they got to be careful. They're going to overexpose this shit to where they're going to burn their fans out. Fan burnout is a real thing, guys. By the time my Yankees are done with a season, or my New York Knicks, who just got eliminated yesterday by the Pacers at home at Madison Square Garden, New York City, or my Green Bay Packers are eliminated from the playoffs or don't make the playoffs, by the end of the year, I'm fucking burned out from all that shit. I'm burned out, and I need a season off from that sport, from my sports team. In pro wrestling, you don't get that. It's 24/7, 365. It don't stop. And now you have a show every single night that you got to keep up on. Now you got to watch all the documentaries. Everyone's going to be talking about what happened there or what happened behind the scenes there. And if you don't know, you got to somehow keep up with that. That's a lot. It is a lot to keep up with. So the point of all that story, guys, is that Netflix, right? This isn't a conversation I pulled out of my ass. Netflix is confirming there is going to be a lot of behind-the-scenes / documentary content on Netflix, but isn't that what YouTube already has? This platform alone has all the behind-the-scenes footage you could possibly ask for. There's nothing more you could possibly know or want to see. So Netflix is going to try to get every fucking penny, but we'll see. Again, I know it sounds like a weird discussion, right? BC, how can anybody be upset with more content? Because overexposure and fan burnout is a real thing. And when fans start to think, wow, I have so much catching up to do. Wow, I didn't see 90% of what's on Netflix. That's not a good thing, because you can't keep up, because WWE doesn't have an off season. It's nonstop. So I just hope that Netflix narrows it down. 2 to 3 shows tops, and even that's a lot. 2 to 3 shows tops, and make it really good. Make it different, right? Not just behind the scenes or what Bianca has in the morning for fucking breakfast, Cheerios, and maybe some fucking Eggo waffles. Or Montez's workout in the morning before they got to go to the next show or catch their next flight. Like, make it special. Make it a reason. Destination TV. Anyway, thank you. That's a conversation that needs to be had. The answer that Netflix has is just produce 10 more shows. That's not the answer, bro. When ratings are going down across the board, your solution is more. As James Shrimp Fajita said earlier, less is more sometimes, man. It's about quality over quantity a lot of times in this world. Yeah, Reese, I'm the same way. I don't want to know about these wrestlers' private lives. Seriously, nobody gives a fuck. Watch them on Monday nights, 8 to 11. Friday nights, 8 to 10, or whatever your show is, Wednesday nights, 8 to 10, and that's it. These days, everybody's got to know everything. Stop. Weird, man. Don't worry about it. Worry about the next title defense, the next matchup, the storyline they're in. It's all they need to know. Content. It's ridiculous. Salute. That's the first story I wanted to discuss. Netflix going big starting January with a lot of content, and BC says too much. And then TKO President Mark Shapiro confirms within the next 6 to 12 months, WWE will expand their deal with Saudi. We expect that to at least be 5 more years and a couple, bare minimum, huge PLEs. I'm talking WrestleMania, Royal Rumble status. Possibly even SummerSlam, since they run a show beginning of. Like, for instance, this is coming at the end of May, and you have the King and Queen of the Ring. So we'll see. Salute! Ricky in the chat. Great super chat. And I love that New York Knicks logo, man. Standing O for my Knicks, even in defeat, man. We have a victory this season. We had a team that was about 30%. And we put heart and soul, and we put some badass basketball back into the NBA. We whooped the shit out of teams at 30%. Imagine what we do at 100% next year. But Ricky, I'm going to get to that super chat right at the end of these stories. I assure you, man, I don't care how long it takes. Every single super chat will be given that shout out and proper respect. So Ricky, I appreciate that. I'll get to that in just a few minutes or a little bit longer. I got a few topics I want to talk about. And I want to go over to Monday Night Raw, tonight's preview. Real quick, 3 big matchups. King of the Ring semifinal. It is Jey Uso versus Gunther. Queen of the Ring semifinal, Valkyria versus Io Sky. And in a side grudge match, Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable. Now, I'll start with the last one there, Chad Gable and Sami Zayn. This should be a really big match. Problem is, A, we've seen it before. B, they have already ruined the feud. Do you guys realize this should have been one of the best feuds in pro wrestling today? Do you remember it was not long ago, Montreal, Quebec, I believe, Sami Zayn was defeating Chad Gable, IC Championship match, and post-match Chad Gable attacks him, turns heel officially. And right in front of the family and everything, that's how Raw went off the air. That should have been the jumpstart to an epic feud between these two. Instead, nobody's even talking about this match tonight. We're talking about the 2 tournament matches and how Paul Levesque McMahon has already flipped the whole thing upside down with some odd decision making. But nobody's talking about this because they added Bronson Reed because they have nothing for Bronson Reed. So they said, let's add in Bronson Reed and he'll muddy the waters. He'll send the smoke to just infiltrate the room and smoke out Chad Gable and Sami Zayn's epic feud. And that's what happened. Now you have the last 2 weeks on Raw. Do you know what happened to Chad Gable and Sami Zayn? They're getting laid out by Bronson Reed. The question is, what is a Bronson Reed doing with Chad Gable or Sam Zayn? Bronson Reed has no business in this, Paul Levesque McMahon. This was about Gable and Zayn. Everything has to be a triple threat or a fatal 4-way. Or a catastrophic 10-way. This company cannot just look at Chad Gable and Sami Zayn and say, that works. So that's my problem with Zayn and Gable. And that's the reason we're getting this on a random Monday Night Raw, probably in the middle of it, or starting it. And that's the reason it's not at a PLE. Or there's not a lot of people talking about Gable and Sami Zayn. And that's absolutely stupid, man. What does Bronson Reed being in this, what is it doing? There's no crowd reaction after he lays out your IC title holder and his number 1 contender, what should be his biggest feud, who should be Chad Gable. Now we move on to the women's Queen of the Ring semifinal, Valkyria Io. Who do you guys got in that? Do you put the crown on Valkyria, or do you have Valkyria go to the final, or to take on the SmackDown lady who's representing SmackDown, which is either going to be Nia Jax, Jade Cargill, who is it? Jade got eliminated. Nia Jax or Bianca Belair. Who do you guys have? Valkyria or Io tonight? Or do you have Io go because she was just your champion? She did right by that title. She was a damn solid good champion. She passed that championship torch at Mania, but you do not do her dirty and just exile her from at least a final. Do you have Io go to the final at least, even if she's not going to win the crown? Who do you guys have? One name in the chat, man. Valkyria or Io tonight? Just put Val or Io. 3 letters. Val or Io. Or just say Lyra Reese. I like that too. Ron C. Val all day. Io. A couple of Vals. We do have an Io, though, but there was a lot of Vals. Oh, a couple of Ios coming in. We got some Ios coming in solid. Oh, Io is overtaking Val. Io's overtaking Val. Okay, well, you know what then? Oh, there's a lot of Ios, actually, man. All right, we're going to take a poll on it if you guys don't mind, man. Does Io defeat Val? Tonight to advance. There you go. Does Io defeat Val tonight to advance, man? In the next 10 seconds, that's actually going to be in your chat. If you guys don't mind. I just put a simple question in the chat. It should be in a black or a blue box in your chat. If you don't mind, I'm just asking, does Io defeat Val tonight? I want to get your guys' gauge on it, because I'm going to be right back tomorrow with the review of Raw, and I just want to see how you guys gauge this before Raw. Just helps me see where everybody's kind of at. And this channel is a microcosm of the grander picture in the wrestling world, so it's always interesting to see how you guys have it. 70% currently are saying Io does defeat Val. 29 now saying no, though. So a good 3 out of 10 people are still saying Val's going to get it, even though she's brand new. But 7 out of 10 people are saying, hell no, that's going to Io. All right. I'm going to leave that up for a minute if you guys don't mind. But it dropped a little bit, actually. It's leaning a little more towards 6 out of 10 people now. But it just went back up to... I'll leave that for a minute or two. I appreciate that. That's going to be interesting. And then the big one, guys, the biggest question mark is Gunther and Jey Uso. We all thought when we heard Gunther was the first person to say he was in this tournament. And we all said, that makes sense. It's Gunther's, man. He just lost the title at Mania. There's nobody else that should be winning this thing. Dragunov was pronounced in this thing, and we said, okay, maybe Dragunov. And we all know the debacle that took place last week. But Gunther was the guy. Are you telling me it's going to Jey Uso Tama Tonga? Because if that's the case, Gunther has to take another L tonight. You're telling me Jey Uso somehow, because he's on his own, has turned into Superman? Super Us? He's beating Dragunov and Gunther with some super kicks, a splash, and the world's worst spear? And that's my boy. That's one half of my favorite tag team. But you're asking me to believably, realistically believe that Jey Uso's beating Dragunov and Gunther. And you can bring back Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man from the Yonder, and Jey Uso's gonna beat him. Is what you're telling me. You gotta be careful. Just to get the Jey Uso and Tama Tonga? I'm asking. That's a better poll. I'm going to end that poll. 69%. It's basically 7 out of 10. I appreciate that, guys. Over 100 votes, too, in just 3 minutes. But you guys spoke loudly, 68 to 31%. But I want to ask another thing out of you guys, man. Is Gunther... Hold on. Let me start a poll. I'm getting ahead of myself. No. Hold on. Does Jey Uso... Does Uso defeat... Walter! That's right. I called him Walter in this. How you like that? Tonight to advance. All right, so it'll be up in your chat within the next 10, 15 seconds. Does Uso defeat Walter tonight to advance? That's right. I felt like calling him Walter. 'Cause I can! I have the controls! Salute to everybody who's participating. I really do appreciate it. It does help me gauge, man. When I do the review, I like to see where everybody was at beforehand. Where'd my poll go? Oh, there it is. Hold on. 33% yes, 67 no. 7 out of 10 people say, hell no, Uso ain't beating Walter, Gunther. Yeah, L says Randy and Gunther in the final. Well, that's what it's either going to be. It's either going to be Randy Orton and Gunther, or you're going Jey Uso, Tama Tonga. If you're telling me this whole tournament, all of these massive losses to people like Balor or Dragunov and so many others, LA Knight, his first round wasn't even televised. His second round and only televised match in this tournament, he's looking up at the lights in 4 minutes. All of these losses was to get the Tama Tonga and Jey Uso. Man, wow, I would have to call that a botch. That's your storyline to get the Jey Uso and Tama Tonga. That's a match that's already going. It's a storyline already. 65 no, 35 yes. Giorgio, I love Jey Uso, man. I do. For years, you guys know that's my favorite tag team in the world, the Uso brothers, man. But damn, he's got to drop the spear. It sucks. When he hits the spear, I honestly think he's more injured than the person that took it. I don't care if he does 5 splashes. Stop doing the spear. You're not Roman. You're not Goldberg. You're not Braun Strowman. You ain't even Edge. That shit's got to stop. 65-35. That poll is going to be ended over 125 votes in 2 minutes. I appreciate that, guys, very much. So basically the same on both, nearly, right? The other one was about 65-35. 68-31 for EO over Val. Am I right? Let me go back to that. Does EO defeat Val? You guys said 68% to 31. Yes, EO defeats Val. And you also said 65-34. Walter Gunther defeats Uso tonight. Ooh, well, that's, listen, it's big, right? That's big. Whether we like this card tonight or not, we're going to be tuning in because these are massive decisions by Paul Levesque McMahon. Now, here's the biggest news. We're already hearing, and this is the first time I've heard a vivid report like this. WWE, and Paul Levesque McMahon is at the helm of that, has rewrote the show tonight for many of the segments. This is what we used to hear with VKM. Now, this could be for 1 week. That's not why we're not going to blow it out of proportion. It could just be a 1 week thing, and because of some decisions that had to be made in the tournament, they had to flip-flop it, and because of that, they had to take what was going to start the show, maybe totally get rid of it, put something else in the middle, bounce something to the front of the show. Absolutely, it happens. But careful, because this is how it starts. You start to rewrite most of these segments within a 24-hour period of the show, and all of a sudden it becomes routine. And then your decision-making starts to get erratic. So, reports that show was many segments were rewritten for tonight. That's not good, man. Because the whole thing that everyone was bolstering, at least for Paul Levesque McMahon, is at least things didn't get changed up the day of or the day before. So that's I'm keeping my eye on that, man. If it's a 1 week thing, that's fine. But this tournament has already seen a lot of weird things, right? All these injuries. And several of them they knew, but they put people in there anyway, and they just said, we'll think of something later. And Drew got replaced by Jey Uso. And Asuka got replaced by Dakota. And Zelina Vega got replaced by... who did Zelina get replaced? There were so many injuries, I forgot. Zelina got replaced by Maxine Dupree, I believe. Maxine Dupree. Then there was another injury. Guys in the chat, please, who was the other one? Drew was out. Asuka was out. Zelina was out. Give me another one. There was like 5 of them. So there's been so many changes already, and we heard on SmackDown that some segments got canceled out that were supposed to be on the show. And we think maybe just a segment ran long like Logan and Cody, but that was the first thing that made me go, whoa, they canceled 2 segments on SmackDown? What were those segments? And then here we are just a couple of days later, and complete segments are being rewritten last second. Thank you guys, by the way. Bobby Lashley. Yep. Bobby was replaced by Dawkins, I want to say. Dawkins replaced, yeah. Yeah, that's who, yep. Thank you guys. Bobby Lashley. So that's another, Zelina, Bobby Lashley, Asuka, Drew, and several of them, they knew. A couple others, I don't even know if they are injured. They may have just been taken out because HHH flipped his mind. He said, no, I'm going to go a different route. So guys, that is, I know it seems small, but that's a big story, man. Many segments for tonight were rewritten. What happened? Is this just HHH completely changing his mind, or did 1 or 2 things happen and he had to totally reconstruct the show tonight? That's what I want to know. Interesting. So that's Raw's preview tonight, and it kind of leads into the next story. And this one's a little bit bigger, right? We're going to have to put our adult hats on, all right? Everybody in the chat, respectful, because we haven't talked about this, and it's a big damn story because it's one of the biggest stars they have today, one of the biggest fan responses, and there was calls for her to be canceled over the course of the last several days. Spicy Mama McCaleb, 12 months, 1 year strong with that gold card. Channel member, Spicy Mama McCaleb, always great to see you. I got to give you a proper salute, Spicy Mama. Salute! This chat, this stream just got a lot more spicy with the mama up in here. Salute. 12 months strong with that gold card. Hope I'm not missing other gold carders too, by the way. Anthony Boley, 17 months strong. 17 months with that channel membership, man. That gold card has never looked shinier, bro. Looking good, that card. Anthony Boley says, dropping by to show some love and respect. Having to work and don't understand why they're doing LA Knight so shitty. Smash it out, brother. Anthony Boley, I appreciate it, dude. LA Knight has just gotten the shaft. I'm going to get to that big story with Tiffany Stratton in a minute, guys. Trust me. But let me just respond to this channel membership chat, if you don't mind. LA Knight is somebody the company doesn't believe in. I don't know how many times I have to say this. And some fans refuse to see it because they throw him a bone every now and again, like a little tiny bone, right? Like after everything he's missed, that big Madison Square Garden show, was that after Survivor Series or SummerSlam? One of those. That big Madison Square Garden show, and he missed it. Being on pre-shows like SmackDown and not at WrestleMania when he was really taken off last year. But they decided to sideline him. When he was supposed to win Money in the Bank, but never even sniffed that briefcase. When he was supposed to win the United States Championship and didn't even go to the finals of that little tournament. Couldn't even get to Austin Theory. But he wins a Slim Jim Battle Royal, so fans go, he's good, guys. He's good, man. He gets a match with AJ at WrestleMania for 9 minutes. He's good, guys. And then you see how this dude is. But look at this tournament for this dude. His first match wasn't even televised. It was one of 4 matches that they totally just put at a live event. His second match, looking up at the lights in 5 minutes. And he wasn't distracted. He was on the outside talking shit to Solo. Solo didn't even say anything to the dude. LA Knight's talking a lot of trash, gets in, takes a wrestling move from Tonga, and Tama is like, I won, bitch. LA Knight would have said something back if he wasn't looking up at the lights for 36 seconds. If you look at LA Knight's booking in its totality, it's clear the company doesn't see anything in him. He's about to be 42 years old, and I know, for us, age doesn't matter. So what? He's going to be 42. Great shape, still can rock it, good on the microphone. Give him a chance. But in WWE terms, 9 times out of 10 anyway. There's always that one exception. But 9 times out of 10, they don't want to give the Asukas and the LA Knight really good booking. If you notice, every time Asuka got a title, Go back and see if it was a good title reign. It wasn't. That's not Asuka's fault. She wasn't booked. I always tell you about when she had the Raw Women's Championship, and what did she do in her title reign? She held the hand of Lana and Charlotte Flair in a tag team every single week. And then she just lost her title to, I believe, Charlotte. Because Asuka is like, what, 40, 41, 42 years old? Something like that, right? She's in her 40s. LA Knight is in his 40s. They don't want to give you that rocket. Or if they do, you really have to be somebody, the company, you got to be in tight with that company. They just don't like to do it. We saw that last year after Bray Wyatt and LA Knight, guys. Do you remember Bray Wyatt, LA Knight? It was the Royal Rumble last year. And I appreciate the truth bombs in the chat too, man. You know we dropping that. You know we speaking facts, man. That's all we gonna speak. It was last year's Royal Rumble, Bray Wyatt and LA Knight, when everybody was like, damn, LA Knight, this dude rocks. And going into WrestleMania, he was the biggest response. They kept him off. And then we know how the rest of the year went. Why would you do that? And Paul Levesque McMahon was just like, we'll wait a bit. Well, I mean, what's the payoff? Over a year later, and is he going to beat Logan Paul for the U.S. title? The same title that he should have won 6 months ago. What the fuck? Why was Rey Mysterio taking Santos Escobar on? LA Knight was the dude. So we waited a half a year to get the same fucking mid-card title that he should have gotten 6 months ago, and BC is supposed to go, whoa, LA Knight's getting booked to the moon. Forgive me not if I'm not going to lower my bar or standards on LA Knight's booking. When somebody is that lightning hot, you put a rocket on them. At least a piece of a rocket. At least a piece. But you don't leave him off of Madison Square Garden. You don't fucking put a briefcase on Damian Priest over LA Knight at that time. Even today, I would tell you not to put a briefcase on Damian over LA Knight. You don't have LA Knight not go to the finals of that little stupid tournament for the mid-card title over 6 months ago. You don't make these decisions. You don't keep him off of TV in the tournament and then have him lose his only tournament match on TV. You can go on and on with his booking. We like LA Knight. I know, it's not the end of the world. We get it, right? He's going to be a mid-card champion probably at SummerSlam. We get it. We get it. It doesn't mean his booking is good. It doesn't mean he should not have been farther along than he is today. If you think LA Knight is still as hot as he was over a year ago, you're fooling yourself. He's just not. But he should be. Woo! It's been a while on these lives, man. We're already 43 minutes. We're just now getting to the Tiffany Stratton story. That's right. Somebody said it, man. Taz Devil, pitch black match. It was like the Mountain Dew pitch black match. And I told you guys, there's no way Bray should be losing, but I said no matter what happens, LA Knight, there's going to be victory and defeat. This dude's going to be fine. Because that feud was fun, man. Bray Wyatt and LA Knight, that was a fun feud. That was happening around the same time as the Bloodline, and I was like, all right, we got some good things brewing here. So Tiffany Stratton, moving on. Now, you guys probably know more about this. I was the last person to probably hear the audio or see like this clip that Tiffany Stratton had posted up. And I only saw it literally one time, so go ahead and correct me if the setup is wrong on this. But I think it's Jade who was on the outside, and Tiffany is like punching her or elbowing her off of the apron. And there's a voiceover from like not even maybe just one of those voiceovers. So I don't even think it's in writing on the clip. It just says black beep. You guys get it. The tube doesn't like that, and nor am I going to say it. But so that is heard over. It's not Tiffany's voice, by the way, but that's heard over it. So that immediately had fans going, "What the fuck?" People were sending it to HHH. They were saying cancel her, pull her from the match Friday night with Bianca Belair. True shit. Pull her from the match with Bianca. Now, mind you, I'm doing my notes Friday night. I knew nothing about this, guys. I was literally pulling 23-hour days leading up. I knew nothing about this. So when I cut the review, what was it, like early the next morning, whatever, I was finding all of this out. It was wild. But that would have been nuts if I knew nothing about it and Tiffany was pulled from that match. But so that was the show. So Tiffany posted her, right? A fan clip of her knocking Jade off the apron. And over it, you hear some voice going black beep. You get it. BITC. Yeah, you get it. So obviously people are like, whoa, no. That ain't going to fly. Like, what are you doing? She immediately takes it down. Or I think immediately. Probably you guys know. Was it immediately? Was it like 6 hours? Because that does matter, right? I mean, you could be stubborn and want to keep it up. Or if it's immediately, you're like, oh shit, I didn't know. I didn't hear that. Was it immediately? Do most of you guys not even know what I'm talking about? Reese, I saw that, and me as a black woman, I was like, oh, hell no. Reese, you weren't alone. This was massive backlash. They were literally calling for Tiffany to be pulled from the match on Friday night. No, unknown. Yeah, no. Yeah, it definitely wasn't Tiffany's voice. I don't think anybody's saying that. It was just the fact that there was a voiceover when she's hitting Jade, and it just said black beep. So that led people to go, why is that on that? Now, first and foremost, you gotta believe, right? And correct me if I'm wrong here. Initially, and I still believe, I would hope to believe this. You hope that that was just a mistake, right? Like she didn't have the volume when she saw this, right? And she reposted it. Because wrestlers, BC will tell you, I'm not even a pro wrestler, man. I'm always on flights and you name it. I can't have things turned up. 99% of the time, my volume is off. So you hope that she was just seeing that and fucking was like, fuck yeah, I'm taking out Jade. Didn't have any volume on because I don't think the words were on it. It was just the audio of it. So and then she immediately took it off, I believe, immediately. So you gotta think, right? Mistake. Yes or no, chat? Anybody privy to more of knowledge of this, go ahead and speak out. Just do it respectfully, please. Nobody should be arguing or being a douche. You'll be ejected from the chat and the channel. I never saw the footage, but I can see how people can take that wrong way, mainly because it had black word in front. Well, yeah, Giorgio, that's the whole point. That's why I doubt Tiffany knew that was it. Right? There'd be no reason to use the word black in front of bitch. There'd be no reason. What does a color have to do with you hitting them, right? That's not because you're saying that, and that's the reason you're hitting them. Then that's what you're saying. Right? If your friend next to you steals $20 out of your wallet and you confront him, before you pop him, you probably say, you lying bitch. Boom. Right? You called him a lying bitch before you popped him because he's a liar. He said he didn't take the $20. Or if your fat friend just fucking sat on your donuts from Dunkin', they were freshly glazed, man. They were the freshly Boston cream donuts, hot off the press, and this fat fuck sat on them. So before you punch him, you say, you fat bitch. Right? You say it because you're trying to throw that extra zinger, right? He's a liar or he's fat. Why are you throwing black in front of that when you're punching? What does that have to do with anything? Same thing if there was going to be a clip of Jade punching Tiffany and it says white beep. What does the fact that she's white have to do with anything? You punched her because she's white? That's how it's perceived, yes or no? That's not a snowflake. That's not being soft in 2024. I would think that in 1994, you would think, why would that word be in front of that when you're showing a clip of punching somebody? Yes or no? Correct me if not. As long as it's respectful, sound off. JC King, I totally agree with that, by the way. A lot of people soft in 2024. But I mean, there's no reason to put black in front of that, just like white in front of something like while you're punching somebody. What does the fact that she's black have to do with you punching Jade? So you can see why people are like, dude, what the fuck was that for? You could just be like, biatch, right? That's okay. You're popping Jade and you're like, bitch. I even talking about it now, I don't see why black would be used in front of it. Because you're just telling people that's why you punched her. It just doesn't make sense. So that's why I gotta believe Tiffany didn't know that. It wasn't on volume. There's no way. She's very smart, educated. There's no way that she fucking had. She heard that, thought it was a good idea to put that up. You gotta believe that was a mistake. Because what's the alternative? She didn't know that people were going to be like, oh, that's not cool. Let's see. Mistake. Yeah. Rich, I never listen to vids on social media while scrolling. Can see how it can happen. Yeah, Rich, I just never. 99. Rich, not even kidding. 99%. I don't have the volume up. Even if it doesn't have captions, I'll just fucking see something real quick and that's just it. I'll try to get the gist of it, but I don't have time to even go through 30 seconds of shit. I don't. Especially when I'm traveling. These fuckers are traveling. I doubt the audio was up. And by the way, when I heard it, I couldn't even make it out at first. I had to fucking quickly. And I just didn't have time to sit there and replay it 3 or 4 times. I didn't have the time. Gruss 512, just some honest racism, a slip. So you think that's how she feels and she just let that out? Reese Monet, race has nothing to do with punching someone. Right, unless you use the words black beep while showing something of punching somebody. Right? Then people are going to be pissed because they're going to think, well, I don't get the clip. You're punching her because she's black? That's why people are pissed, right? Reese, am I right? Let me know in the chat, Reese, or maybe I'm not understanding, but that's why people would be pissed, correct? You never know, BC. Look at Hogan, Gruss 512. Yeah, what was Hogan? Hogan's daughter was dating a black dude, correct? And he went on a whole tirade. Reese says, okay, yes. Reese says yes. Right, BC, correct. Sarah. Yeah, that's why people were pissed off. That's not being, and trust me, 2024, I get it, man. People are softer than ever. I mean, you need to coddle them these days. You got to read them bedtime stories. Before they go to bed, you got to give them hot cocoa and a pat on the head. I get the soft thing. But I got to believe, right, any reasonable human, even in 1994, would go, why would you have a clip of you punching somebody and the words black beep on it? You got to believe that is a mistake, man. So anyone going, I don't see the problem with it, by the way. I don't see how you wouldn't. It's the same thing if it was reversed and Jade showed a clip punching Tiffany and the words white beep are over it in audio. So you punch Tiffany because she's white? Or you got off on punching Tiffany because she's white? It's the same thing in the reverse. So I don't think people were as much soft and butthurt over it. I don't think people lost sleep over it. I think people are like, dude, what the fuck was that? First, take it down. And B, we're really hoping that was just a mistake. Maybe you didn't have the audio up. But third, most importantly, you do know that's not okay, right? That's... Nasir says, as a black person, yes, but I think it was a mistake. I hope so. Yeah, I have to believe that was a mistake, man. There's no way. Because I hate using this word in 2024 because everything offends people, right? I got my sign over here. Where is it? Oh, it's too far away. But that's highly offensive. A clip punching someone and the only audio over it, the only reason you're punching them is because it says she's black? So where am I going with all this, right? That's the discussion part, because a lot of people might not know even about this, but there's a reason to all of this discussion, guys. I'm getting to a reason on it, by the way, and we'll continue the discussion. Let me read some more, too. Nobody really cares about it, though. I'm from the 80s. Yeah. True that, Gruss. Sarah, I was bullied as a kid out of many reasons why I never had social media. Yeah, I'm surprised people have that much time for social media. That's wild. Giorgio, I'm leaning towards it was a mistake until we see other signs of racist behavior. That's the whole thing. Absolutely. Because Giorgio, a lot of people today mistake ignorance for racism. And there's a difference. People say stupid shit. When you pop out of the womb, you're created to say stupid shit. Sometimes we say stupid shit to be hurtful. Hulk Hogan, we'll never know if he's truly racist, but Hulk Hogan wanted to be hurtful when he had that phone call. He wanted to hurt with his words. And the easy way out was, oh, dude was black, I'll use that. And that's what Hulk Hogan did. But true racism, right? Do you hate an entire race of people? That's another story. You can say stupid shit. You can say mean shit. Believe it or not, it actually doesn't mean you're actually racist. That's what we kind of misconstrue these days. People trying to be hurtful in a situation or a moment and actually feel remorseful afterwards, or people that are just stupid and they say dumb shit and they don't realize it till they get checked later, right? And then you just get educated and you go, oops, sorry, I didn't know. But a lot of what people think is racism is actually just culture differences. There's a difference in culture, right? You just take white and black. Much love to the Asians, Hispanics, everybody, Indians, everybody. Let's just take white, black. Your cultures are different, bro. So right from the jump, there's different preconceived notions. There's different stereotypes you battle through. Culture alone, a black family and a white family being raised, I don't care if it's next door from one another, is different in a lot of the cultural aspects. So because of those cultural differences, a lot of people will pick racist tones or differences from it. I hope that makes sense. Culture has a lot to do with it. The white family not understanding the black family, and the black family not understanding the white family. So it's easy to just sum it all up, lump it all up into one thing, right? Something doesn't make sense. Something pisses you off. We'll throw the race word in front of it. Black such and such. White such and such. That's what it is. It's culture. But today, for some reason, we just throw racist at everything, right? Everybody is. You say one thing, racist. You said what? You said the word black. Snowball. That fucking gonna hit you in the dome piece that says racist on you. 2024, you say anything, you are a racist. In America, I know there's a lot of you guys that aren't from America. Let me tell you, in this country, if you're from what's called the right, a Republican, which is half the fucking country, you're labeled a racist today. That's true shit. Like, an entire side of the country has just labeled an entire side. That's what we live in today. That's the wild shit we live in today. So before everybody just calls Tiffany a racist, let's pump the brakes. Let's see. Maybe it was just a mistake. She didn't have the volume turned up. That's the one that makes the most sense. And if she never mentions this ever again, well, just see. Maybe there's nothing to do with race ever again for Tiffany Stratton, and then we can all relax. But there was a lot of people just labeling her already. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. That doesn't, not necessarily. I mean, it's really bad. The optics are fucking horrible. But maybe this was just a mistake. It was just an audio and it was not her voice. Rich Poe, 100 BC hitting it on the head. Yeah, well, these are just facts, right? I mean, that's not my opinion. I mean, culture war, all that. That's what we know, right? That's in books. You can read it for yourself. That's not BC just driving and dropping that. That's just truth. And that's where a lot of ignorance stems from and what a lot of people will perceive as one thing, but it's actually stemming from something different. The sad truth, the world isn't as racist as people think it is. It's as ignorant as they don't know it is. Always remember that. It's not as racist as people think it is. It's as ignorant as they don't know it is. And what I mean by that, to simplify that, is the world is pretty fucking stupid. But that doesn't mean they're hateful. say stupid shit. What do you guys think? Tiffany Stratton, mistake or not? There's a reason for all this discussion. I'm going to get to that right now, man, because I'm 99% sure now. One of my people down in Florida that knows a lot more about this industry and in that industry than I do, he's hearing from everybody that this was a massive change. So I want to get to the reason for this discussion in a second. But do you guys think it's a mistake, or she just she heard it and she just wanted to post it? Sarah, I appreciate that. Oh, Reese, there's no question. I totally hear that, Reese. And until people see where it actually stems from, the creation of, but nobody wants that anymore. It's easy just to say one thing and then nothing ever gets resolved, right? It's just we throw names at one another and that's it. Wake up the next day, do it again. Nothing ever gets resolved. Oh, JJ Bulldog. Oh man. Oh, JJ. Much love, brother. Always good to see you, man. It's so good to see a lot of you guys. I know it's been a while since we did a live. A lot of you guys are thinking BC, it's a mistake. Yeah, I'm willing to give Tiffany a bone on this one, man. Give her a break, because there's been no... Yeah, they travel a lot. I think she didn't have the volume on, and she just saw a cool clip of her taking out Jade. That was it. Posted it. Found out, oh, fuck, you may want to take that the fuck down. And she's like, why? Huh? Boom! It was taken down. Appreciate the ups too, guys, man. We're closing in on 200 live on about 27 minutes of notice that before we were going live. So that's fucking amazing. For everybody that subscribes to this channel and smashes that up, man, I really got to give you guys a salute. Thank you guys big time, man. Ray Hunt for 15 months channel membership with that gold card. I can't imagine it being done on purpose. Ray Hunt, I just can't either. And it's not the fact that I love Tiffany Stratton that much. Trust me, I love Bianca Belair that much. And I take a lot of heat for it, but I love Jade Cargill that much. As much as people say she's green and fuck that and no thank you, beast, I like Jade. You don't have to be a 6-star classic wrestler or do all the moves and the flips and the dives. Jade Cargill has superstar written all over her. She's larger than life. So I love all ladies involved, from Jade to Bianca to Tiffany, and I gotta believe this is a mistake. But to you guys, man, much love and appreciation for you guys always showing up and showing up strong. The reason this conversation is being had is because we are hearing Tiffany Stratton was supposed to win that match on Friday night. She was supposed to defeat Bianca Belair. And that was your finish. Rig to the eyes, clip of the leg, total cheatery, hit the moonsault, and that's that. And then Bianca was going to sell that leg injury. And this happened. They decided not to pull the match. But Tiffany Stratton lost it up front, and that made for an ugly scenario where now Jade is getting disqualified oddly to Nia. And then you set up Nia and Bianca with Bianca's bad leg in a semifinal. None of it makes sense. So I initially thought that, got word of it hours after that review went up, and then was it late last night, early this, what was it, maybe 2 a.m., something like that, very early, I got the confirmation. Tiffany was supposed to win that. And it makes total sense. That was a great finish. And somehow Bianca got up and pushed her off of the prettiest moonsault ever, and then into a KOD. How wild is that? And then there was a post. I don't know if WWE posted and didn't really realize what Tiffany was doing, but Tiffany kind of throws a little tantrum in the back, but it seemed like it was forced or fucking with people. It felt like she wasn't actually pissed, and she bounces up and down and she goes, oh no, now I'm not going to be the queen of the ring anymore. And she pouts off, but it didn't seem real. It seemed very okay, WWE wants me to do this. I'm going to do it my way. And she literally said, oh no, now I'm not going to be queen of the ring anymore. She used the word anymore. It's like they already told her, this is how we're going to end this thing. You're going to get this. So was that her fucking with them? It seemed like it was a very insincere backstage kind of tantrum. Interesting, man. Jade and Bianca are some TikTok video, so I'm pretty sure Jade and Tiffany talked about the situation. Oh, but probably. But WWE still could not have Tiffany defeat Belair, Reese. There's no way optics-wise. One of the reports, and this is very reputable. In fact, the mainstream reports too, the Raw Saps, all of them, they picked up on this report as well. But the latest report said, and many of them, that HHH was just bombarded with fan backlash. Like, that's how serious it got. Paul Levesque McMahon was bombarded. Fans were that pissed off. They wanted Tiffany out of the match. So I have no doubt in my mind they all talked about it. And she said this was a mistake. Trust me. That's why I also think it's a mistake. Because Belair and Jade, everybody is conducting business as usual. Nobody said another word about it. But there's no way optics-wise that the company was going to have Tiffany go over on Bianca. There was just no way that was going to happen. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I say stay the fucking course. If it's a mistake, it's a mistake. As long as the parties involved know. And Tiffany goes on to take on Io. Or even if you want Val versus Tiff. But it's clear Queen Tiffany is the way. It fits the character. That's obviously where this was fucking headed. You weren't going to have Queen Io as much as I love Io. You were never going to have Queen Val originally. You're not going to have Queen Nia. You were going to have Queen Tiffany. But there's no way the company could do that. And they called that audible. I thought that was I love the finish. But I thought it was odd because it was so badass for Tiff. Rigged to the eyes and a clip of the leg and a moonsault. You're fucking done. Bianca doesn't lose shit from that finish. You got cheatery done to you double dose. Ric Flair would have been so proud of Tiffany if he wasn't fighting pizza owners. Double the debauchery, double the heel debacle, rig to the eyes, chop of the leg, and then the best moonsault for the ladies aside from Io. I mean, that is a triple combination that nobody's getting up from, especially when Bianca only has one wheel. But instead, Bianca jumped up, shoves Tiffany, and then puts her in the KOD. Interesting. Gruss says, honestly, I think Nia Jax needs to win. A Queen of the Ring? A year ago, she was released for many reasons from the company. Now, I think Nia's putting in some of her best work of her career, by the way, lately. I will say that. Much improvement. Am I putting a crown on her over Io? Or Bianca? Even Val? I'm not. I totally respect that, though, Gruss. Nia's got a base for sure. But I just don't see... Yeah, you're right, BC. I wouldn't have... It wouldn't have been a good look to have Tiffany win that match. Oh, yeah, WWE, you know, Reese. You've been with this channel for a long time, and I'm no pro wrestling in WWE way longer than I've had this channel. Reese, you know this company is all about optics. Doesn't matter if it's Vincent Kennedy, Paul Levesque McMahon, especially now that they're Endeavor. It's all about optics. You have fans bombarding you, telling you this match needs to stop and she needs to be canceled. You ain't going to have her now go in there with a black woman, Bianca, beat Bianca, and have this story be looming large for the next several days. There was no way Levesque McMahon was doing that. I just didn't know for sure. This latest report that I got late, I fully believe it. And the way that this knowledge was gotten and received is very reputable. So that's exactly what I feel confident telling you guys is exactly what happened. Tiffany was supposed to win this, and I got no problems with Belair winning this in the way she did. You guys saw my review. Belair is more than believable to beat Tiffany. So now you're just going to play this weird leg injury, and I guess that's how she'll lose to Nia, and then either Io or Val will beat Nia, right? So you're going to have Queen Io or Queen Val now? Interesting. What do you guys... Who wins it for the ladies? Honestly, out of these four, you guys just give me one name down below. One of four ladies who are still in this. Belair, Nia Jax, Valkyria, or Io. Who wins this whole fucking tournament? Let's just put it that way. Because I'm just going to start spinning my words round and round saying the same fucking shit because I don't know. I don't think Paul Levesque McMahon knows anymore. Yellow Rose, good point. Yellow Rose, good to see you up in here too. Hey, Merrick, no, Lyra, Nia, Io, Nia. Some Nias, man. You guys want to see Queen Nia? Queen Nia. I guess we got to start thinking about who that title fits and does it fit, right? Queen Valkyria, that actually goes. Queen Io. Queen Belair. Nia, a lot of Nias actually. No, well, a lot more Io. Io is the front runner, I believe. There's a lot more Ios you guys are saying. Nia might be a close second though, or maybe not close, but a second. You guys are giving no percentage at all to Bianca Belair. I'm seeing. You know that leg injury is gonna cave in the semis on Friday. Nobody's going with Bianca in the chat. I got 400 people up in here. Nobody's going with Bianca? Nobody's going Bianca? Nobody? All right. G. Glover, that would be a poll, though. I'm not... Well, Io, I can clearly see Io. G. Glover, I can clearly see Io most people are going with. Nia is a distant second. Val is a way distant third. Oh, Rashad did say Bianca. Okay, some people did. Rashad, my bad. Durante saying Bianca. Okay, some of you guys are saying Bianca. All right. Because I know she's got the leg injury, but you never know. You never know, man. They could have Bianca win, like the New York Knicks. Could you imagine if they won that series against the Pacers and they only have 30% of their fucking team? And they did it all injured? So we're just gonna have to see, man. A lot of these questions will be answered tonight on Monday Night Raw. I'll be with you guys obviously tomorrow for the Raw review. I want to go over to the super chats. I know there was a lot of them. Let me try to get this screen up. There we are. Yes, I got it. Super chat time. Let me take it to you guys, man. Let me start off with Sam Byers. 3 super chats back to back to back. Sam Byers, 3 super stickers, by the way. Sending that love over to BC. Right back to you, Sam Byers. A 10 spot, a 5 spot, and a 2 spot. That's a 17 spot. And after the tube takes their cut, that's about 2 Starbucks and a Dunkin' coffee. Sam Byers! Salute, dude. You started this off the right way. It's only fitting I give you a massive salute, Sam Byers. You know, it's always cool. I haven't done a live stream in a while. I don't have the chance like a lot of your favorite creators or a lot of people on this platform. I just don't have the time to do a lot of live streams, unfortunately. But when I do, you guys make them so fucking special, man. And I saw Sam Byers when I was starting this thing, just with a bunch of fucking coffees being chucked. I was like, all right, they're already getting started, bro. I haven't even started this stream. Derek Davis, 2 spot coffee. Yo, BC, what up? Stay amplified as always. Derek Davis! You know this, dude. But you got to do me a favor. You got to stay amped up as well. Salute, Derek Davis. I appreciate you, man. D-Man G. 5 spot coffee. I missed you, bro. No homo, but I'm on that DL member. Shout out to the whole amp unit. D-Man G. I appreciate that, dude. Big time. Good to see you up in here. I appreciate that, big man. Not just the coffee, but the fact that on 29 minutes notice, D-Man G is not only up in here, but giving that type of respect. Right back to you, dude. Joker 716, 10 spot coffee. What up, BC in the unit? Tossing a cup of coffees your way as I'm sipping Coronas and packing up for a flight to NY tomorrow morning. Glad to see you in good spirits as always, my brother. Salute. Joker 716. Salute. Enjoy the big city. I think it's supposed to be pretty damn nice. I know today was, yesterday, or this weekend we fought through some rain. But damn, this city looked beautiful today. Hopefully you get the same thing tomorrow. Joker 716. Glad you caught this. Thank you for the coffees, dude. Colin 2-Spot. What up, coffee monster on me? Colin. Good to see you, Colin. D-Man G, another 5-Spot coffee. ABC, have you tried 7-Eleven coffee? Try it. If not, it's not here a couple. Try it. If not, here's a couple Starbuckses. D-Man G, I have tried every coffee in existence, man. Every type, from Vietnamese coffee, Colombian coffee, the coffee that gets me so amplified I'm off the walls for 36 hours out of a 24-hour day. Absolutely, I have no problem with the Cumberland Farms coffees, the 7-Eleven coffees, the Wawa coffees. Trust me, I'm just not. I don't put my nose up with my Starbucks. It's just my Dunkin' Donuts is my. I mean, that just hits. My first coffee of the day, if I'm able to anyway. The first coffee always has to be a Dunkin'. There's no way I can start my day off without a Dunkin' Donuts. Sometimes I have to. Sometimes it has to be a Starbucks or a 7-Eleven. D-Man G, I appreciate the coffees. Derek Davis, 2-Spot. Does Double or Nothing feel like a nothing show? There's a few things on it that I really want to see, Derek Davis. Like I said earlier, I want to see Anarchy in the arena. I always love those. And I think that these dudes in this match, with the story that's behind it, I just feel like that's the match for me. On top of that, one of the ladies I respect more than anybody in this business, Mercedes Moné, Mercedes Fernando, FKA, Sasha Banks. She's about to get her first big championship in AEW, and that's a moment that we definitely have to celebrate. And what else too? Guys in the chat, give me some Double or Nothing matches, please. What else are we going with? You guys hear about Bryan Danielson. He needs another surgery, unfortunately. They just have so many people. They're like how the Yankees usually, they're like this year's New York Knicks. AEW has an injury list. WWE too. They have an injury list that's the size, or at least compares to Santa Claus's list come Christmas time. Yes. Swerve and Christian Cage. You got Malachi and Edge, I believe, correct? Adam Copeland. Storm and Deeb, which they sold me on just their promo last Wednesday when Tony Storm got laid out by that one right hook. But damn, man, I didn't know that Deeb went through those seizures. I mean, that was such a heartfelt promo by Serena. And Tony Storm came out and she threw her some money. She's like, nobody wants to hear your sob story. Here's for your charity case. And Deeb's like, are you fucking kidding me? Boom! And Storm got knocked out as if she got hit by a Mack truck and then got ran over by a school bus. And then both put that shit into reverse. Tony Storm has been magnificent. Yellow Rose, a bunch of stupid tag matches is all I know. Yeah, but listen, I'm not raving about the card, but I mean, I don't, it's being trashed, and I actually think this is one of their better ones recently. So take that for what you will. I'm not that down on it as many people are. But I've also liked the way they set some of these up. So that's kind of why I'm a little bit more in the minority there. Derek Davis, appreciate you, man. Kappa Owens, 5-Spot Coffee, salute BC. I'm sure it's just me. Wrestling is great right now, but I just feel bored with wrestling, where I'm back to watching clips. How do you feel? Kappa Owens, it's burnout. Post-WrestleMania, everybody just needs a damn break. It's what I said about the Knicks, my Packers, my Yankees. When the season's done, you actually are kind of happy. You're sad that your team is going away for many months, and the sport you love is going away for a few months, but you're happy because you're burnt the fuck out. And after WrestleMania, when everything concludes, you're burnt the fuck out. But guess what? You don't have a chance. You don't have a time, a moment to regroup, because Monday Night Raw is on that night. And they start a whole new freaking whatever season, a never-ending season. So it's burnout. And while WWE never stops, AEW it keeps going. TNA everybody keeps going. There's no fucking off season. There's no stop button. There's not even a pause. And then Netflix is over here going, when we get it in January, we're going to give you 12 new shows. It's overexposure. We love pro wrestling. But damn, how much of something can you have? You get the person that says, no, they don't watch the UFL or doesn't watch college football. And they're like, really? Yeah. You're asking a lot for somebody to watch the NFL, the UFL, college football. Before the UFL, you had the USFL and then you had the XFL. So then you had 4 leagues right there. At what point is it too much? Is it like, whoa, okay, I love this and I want to keep loving it, so I don't want it to be overexposed? Somebody said in the chat, jet lag. I can't go to the main screen. Somebody said G Glover, I believe, jet lag. Basically, it's burnout. I hope I answered that correctly. Or at least the best answer I could give you, Kappa Owens. You know, wrestling is good in so many ways, but it's not as good as it could be and should be in so many ways as well. And a lot of that also is booking, right? Little things that are not so little, like Solo Sikoa, right? He's the big storyline right now for the Bloodline while Roman is out. Solo is supposed to sell all this. They had Solo lose 40 matches in a row after he annihilated John Cena. So now to people like BC, as much as I want to love this storyline with the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa is nothing but a mid-card jobber. Solo doesn't come across as a main eventer to me or somebody leading a faction. I know him as Solo, the guy who lost 40 straight matches over the last 6 months. I'm not going to lower my bar just because people want to hear me praise Solo Sikoa. I want to, but Paul Levesque McMahon botched Solo. So now when I see Solo come down as a leader, I'm seeing a goofy bastard who's no better than a fucking mid-card jobber like Tozawa or the Brooklyn Brawler. You gotta book Solo better than that. He annihilated John Cena. And then you had him lose 40 straight matches in 6 months? So it's the little things that are not so little, and that's what Levesque McMahon has to think about. Don't just do all these matches for free and afterwards have them shake hands, right? Why are you shaking hands? Why was Gable fist bumping CM Punk 2 weeks ago? Gable just turned heel. These are the things that Paul 3H's Levesque McMahon terrorizing Hunter Hearst Helmsley needs to do. Think. Gable would not fist bump a face like CM Punk. Mello is a heel. Why was he getting a pep talk from Cody after Cody beat him a few weeks ago? Stop. These little things are not so little. These are absolute booking botches. These are things that are not being caught. Or they're just being done and the hope is that nobody notices. Gable, I know you're a heel, but you're a goofy bastard. Just give CM Punk a fist bump when he goes by. It doesn't make sense. And I get it. A lot of fans, maybe they see it and it's out. They don't overthink it. But when I'm watching pro wrestling, I want to suspend everything else and really get into it. I can only get into it if what's being presented to me makes sense. Big Nang! Mutual respect era! If you're new to the channel, I call this the mutual respect era because Paul Levesque McMahon loves to have everybody get up after the match and shake hands. Good athletic contest, guys. This isn't college wrestling. Fuck you, mutual respecting. Dragunov losing to Jey Uso last week. Some fans have no problem with that. I love Jey Uso. One half of my favorite tag team, the Usos. I get it. On the other hand, realistically, he would never beat fucking Dragunov. If you know Dragunov and how he was booked, he's a fucking beast. And on his first fucking match, he loses to the worst fucking spear in the world? In 10 minutes? That's not believable. You didn't book Dragunov to lose to Jay. So you can sell some t-shirts and some glasses and we can all fucking yeet our way into Starbucks. So there's booking botches too. Kappa Owens, is that I think that's a long-winded answer. I started that super chat 10 minutes ago. Kappa Owens, salute. So no, you're not alone in feeling like even though wrestling can be good at times these days, you're still burnt out from it. No, you're not alone, bro. Most of us are feeling that way because things just don't make sense. Ricky E245. Ricky E5 spot coffee. What's up, BC? Do you think wrestling needs an off season just like baseball, basketball, and football has one? Ricky, yes. Ricky, I was really looking forward, and thank you for that coffee, dude. I appreciate that big time. Ricky, I was really looking forward to USA saying, no, we're not going to extend, because I knew nobody else was going to get Raw for 3 months. It wasn't going to happen. And WWE was shopping that for very minimal money, by the way. If you guys saw what USA gave TKO Endeavor, they're giving them $25 million to extend Raw from October to December, to get Raw to Netflix in January. $25 million, guys. Do you guys realize that every 3 months, USA gives WWE $65 million? So they just, 35, 45, 55, $40 million discount. USA just got a $40 million discount. So that tells you WWE just wanted a home for those 3 months. I would have taken it off the air. A massive reset. Their ratings are about a 1.4, 1.5 these days anyway. They're going lower and lower. Nobody gives a fuck. Reset. SmackDown's still going to be on the air. It's not like you don't have a WWE product. And let your fans get excited. How's the Raw set going to be? How's the vibe going to be? The audience, man. We haven't seen wrestler A and B and C in fucking 3 months. I was actually getting excited to just have it go off the air for 3 months. Just have an off season, man. Even if it's just this one time. Not every year, but this one time you just went off the air for 3 fucking months. I was looking forward to it, guys. And I know, business-wise, you say, BC, that was never going to happen. That's never going to happen. I agree. This would have been the only time that it could have happened if nobody wanted to give even 20, 25 million to Endeavor for 3 months of television. So, man, I was really looking forward to it, guys. I really was. But, nope. They extended the deal, and so anyway, that's a long-winded answer. I've had a lot of coffee today, so a lot of these super chats are getting longer answers. By the way, we're only like 15 away from 200 on the ups. I really appreciate that. Again, this was on 25, 30 minutes notice that I was even going live. And I know most of you guys are going to catch this afterwards, man. We had like 400 strong, even on 29 minutes notice today. So we're headed toward 200 on those ups. I really appreciate that, man. But Ricky, the answer is yes. I absolutely believe there should be an off season. I don't care if it's a month or two, but allow your fans and your wrestlers and just you, the company, a chance to reset. And I say right after WrestleMania, there's no better time. There's some drag on business, though, some big business right after. So maybe a month, like after Backlash, call it quits for a couple months, come back strong for SummerSlam. And because you don't have the burnout and because you don't have the oversaturation, you might do just at bare minimum, just as good a business as if you stayed for 2 months, but maybe even better business because everything and everybody is rejuvenated, possibly. Ricky E, 245, appreciate it, man. Dreadhead, 14, 7 spot, 699. Dreadhead 14 says, sup, BC? What up, Dreadhead 14? Off topic, but just wondering what your favorite tag team finisher is. All right, let's think about this. Favorite tag team finisher. I think it's between Heart Foundation and Legion of Doom, right? That heart attack and then that doomsday device. I gotta believe. I know they're simplistic, but they were such believable, badass tag teams. And when they set the move up, you just believe that person was going to be looking at the lights for 30 seconds. Back then, simplistic was the thing, though. That's all you had to do was a leg drop. And Hulk Hogan was winning titles. Or Warrior was just doing a press slam like he's just lifting up some fucking trash from the night before. And that's it. He would win titles. It was simplistic back in the day. The Texas Tornado spun around and hit you with a punch. He called it a tornado punch. A tornado punch. JBL would hit you with a clothesline. You'd be looking up at the lights for 6 minutes. So I know 3D. I already see it in the chat. I know a lot of you guys are going to go 3D. I do love that. 1D now, I guess, right? You can go 1D too. But no, I just Legion of Doom, Road Warriors, and maybe even the Hard Foundation. I just love when they would set up their finish, and it helps when there is a tag team division, and the tag teams feel important. You know what I mean? That's what helped them. There's so many tag teams in WWE right now, and you don't even realize it because there's no real division. Every time we have to come up with number one contenders, we put them all in a match. We call it a fatal four-way, fatal five-way. At WrestleMania, we had a fatal four, fatal five-way for the fucking titles. Not even a number one contenders. They just put everybody in it. So you really can't get a good feel that Pretty Deadly is a badass team. Or that you care about Pretty Deadly. Or you care about the New Catch Republic. Or you care about Montez and Dawkins even today. I mean, that's the sad part. Back then, the tag teams had an identity, right? They felt important. They were badass. The Rockers, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, even the Bushwhackers, man, were fun. The Killer Bees, the Fabulous Rougeau brothers. I hope that is one of the things that changes in the near future, right? That tag teams start to feel important and that we actually feel like there's a division. And you'll know when that's happening when we already know who the number one contenders are and WWE just has to make it official via a badass storyline. But until then, WWE will continue to parade fatal four-ways to decide number one contenders. And the more they keep adding all the tag teams into every single one match, nobody's going to care. You're just having all your tag teams fight in one match every month. Sometimes 2-3 times a month. How is that building care for anybody? You're not. BC is dropping gospel today. Because everybody knows that is the fact. You can't be special if you're constantly in multi-tag team matches every single time we have to create number one contenders. Back in the day, you didn't need the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, winning Fatal 4-Ways to tell us that they're the number one contenders for Money Incorporated's tag titles. The Natural Disasters didn't have to win a tournament to tell us they're the number one contenders. Vince McMahon would set up a badass storyline, and we were gladly giving you our money because now we have to see that match. The titles were the icing on the cake. Now, these fucking schmucks are going on live TV. Nick Aldis, Adam Pearce, for 10 years now. Way before Pearce and Aldis. They go on TV and they're like, tonight, there's going to be a fatal four-way for the number one contendership. How's that fun? Who the fuck's going to care about who won? It's not a storyline. Who's whipping out their wallet going, man, did you see New Catch Republic? I gotta watch them take on Theory and Waller now, man. They just won the Fatal Four. Are you serious, bro? Yeah, that just happened on Monday, bro. They won the Fatal Four, New Catch. There was a bunch of teams in there. They won. I can't wait. This is the fucking biggest payoff in tag team history. I'm giving them all my credit cards. Oh, I'm on one today, bro. We rocking. Anyway. Dreadhead 14, long-winded super chat answer, man. Nasir Alexander, 2-spot. I still love Tiff, just can't make that mistake. Yeah, I still love Tiffany as well. I really hope, I do believe, and I hope that was just a mistake. I think it was. She took it down from what I'm hearing pretty quickly. And I'm not hearing that anyone's actually pissed at her. But WWE absolutely, from what I'm hearing, WWE stopped Tiffy time. Not canceled, but they stopped it. She was supposed to win that match Friday. The optics were fucking horrible, and they flipped it. And Bianca ended up winning, which is, hey, it's believable. Much love to Bianca. Always love it. That was two of the prettiest girls you're going to come across in that ring Friday. Bianca versus Tiffany, and BC was like, humada, yeah. And did you see the beginning of the match? They were just taunting each other by smacking each other's asses. Or smacking their own asses. And I'm like, just do that for 30 minutes. And if Meltzer doesn't give you fucking 10 stars, BC will. But yeah. Anyway, Nasir, no doubt. I really hope that was a mistake. I think it was. Otherwise, that's obviously uncalled for. B-Tech Reviewers, 2-spot. Shout out Carlos. Carlos. Shout out Carlos. There you go. If there's a Carlos out there, or Carlos from our channel, there you go. Shout out. Hey, Merrick, 5-spot coffee. Oh, shit, this is live. I'm on break at work. Let's go. Hey, Merrick. You damn right we live, bro. I don't know when you sent that super chat, but we've been live for over an hour and a half. BC is rocking today. The unit is fucking fired up. This was supposed to be an hour, but we're headed toward $1:45. Hey, Merrick. Good to see you, brother. Hopefully you're crushing it at the jab site. Ash Stegmeister Steggles was able to catch us, man. Ash, so good to see you up in here, dude. Let me give you a salute before I even read that. Stegmeister with a 10-spot says, permission to send stupid people to everyone's favorite city just off the F5. Also, did you catch my membership milestone? It was sent while the stream was live. Ooh. I don't believe so. I was probably rocking channel memberships. I have to catch when they are live, so I may have missed some, unfortunately, but I will get them afterwards, guys. But Stegmeister, I'll go right back to that in a second. Speaking of, I just want to get in some of my membership chats. James Shrimp Fajitas, 16 months strong. Can't be a part of the live Saturday, going out of town with the fam, but we'll catch it afterwards. Salute BC and the AMP unit. I hope you do, brother, but thank you for telling me up front. I was really looking forward to having you up in there Saturday, but rock out with the fam. Enjoy your weekend, dude. It will be up on the channel afterwards. What James Shrimp Fajitas is talking about Saturday, King and Queen of the Ring. I hope you guys can stop by the channel. I want to be live doing the good, the bad, and the ugly. So hopefully you guys can check that out. James Shrimp Fajitas, man. Gold status. Channel member for 16 fucking months. Big Nang, also 16 months. Big Nang says, my King of the Ring prediction, if Orton versus Gunther finals, Gunther will win. If it's Jay and Tonga, Jay wins with Jimmy's help. So you're already aligning Jay with Jimmy this Saturday. Big prediction there by Big Nang. Appreciate the 16 months, man. Great to see you up in here. James Shrimp Fajitas and Big Nang, dude. Two of my longtime gold members. Connie, I couldn't stand the way that Dragunov. I can't stand that Dragunov lost, period. But that's another story. Who was? Where'd I leave that? Where'd I leave off? Stegmeister, that's who it was. Yes, and then I had to redirect to my... So Stegmeister, I don't know if you're still live, man, but I missed the milestone. I'm hoping it comes up afterwards. But Stegmeister, I'm so glad you caught this live, man. We have not been live in a while. Been so damn busy, and that's not going to let up this summer. I can already tell you. So the fact that I was able to do this, and all you guys were up in here live, dude, and headlined by the Stegmeister. Come on, bro. That's what makes this thing so damn special. Salute. Stegmeister, I hope you're able to stop by Saturday, man. At least say what's up. Oh, Stegmeister's still here. What was the milestone chat, Stegmeister? Do you remember or no, bro? I'll be on the lookout if you rephrase it now in the regular chat. I'll keep an eye out there for Stegmeister's milestone chat. Also, I want to give a shout out over to Basil Khan, 2-spot, Braun Breaker's best potential feuds, ? Judgment Day, ? Braun Breaker's best feuds. I can't wait to see Braun Breaker, and he's over SmackDown, right? Breaker is blue, correct? Before I even start mentioning, I want to make sure I'm on the same page with Breaker's his show. Somebody in the chat. Braun Breaker is blue, correct? Oh, he's red. He's red. He's on right. Wow, that's how insignificant. What the fuck is... Wait. What is... And I have my notes somewhere. So I've been reviewing this shit. I just forgot. What has Breaker been doing on Raw? Because he's fucking irrelevant. I forgot he was on Raw. Who's he feuding with? Is he that insignificant in my fucking notes? The draft was 2 weeks ago. What the fuck has Breakker been doing? An Adam Pearce feud, says Robert. Laugh my ass off emoji. Not a damn thing, says Gross. He hasn't even been booked, says Moon Prince. Stegmeister said 3 weeks this Friday. I'll be in Glasgow. Now let's get amplified. Already am today. 17-month milestone. 17 months for Stegmeister. I am still shocked that we've had channel memberships gold status for 17 fucking months. Damn, time flies when you're having fun. Stegmeister, here's to 17 and 17 more and beyond, bro. And another salute to fucking Glasgow. Stegmeister's going to Clash at the Castle. Stegmeister, I want inside reports on that, bro. Yeah, so fucking Braun Breaker hasn't done shit. Okay, so feuds. Basil Khan. I wanted to see LA Knight and Braun Breaker in something special, but LA Knight is Blue Brand. There's nobody on Raw. There's nobody. I mean, their biggest face right now is Jason Uso. I mean, how fucking sad is that? We're fucking yeeting on Monday nights for 3 hours. Who's the other face? CM Punk is injured. Cody Rhodes got Das Boot to blue. Who's the other top face in WWE Raw's brand, guys? I'm being serious. I'm drawing a blank right now. I've been live for $1.40. I'm on a lot of coffee. You guys are going to have to tell me. Sheamus? Oh my goodness. If Sheamus is one of the top faces, this company is in peril. Much love to Sheamus. I'm cracking myself up. Much love to Sheamus, by the way. But if he's your top face, there's issues. Is Priest a face? Prime Kill? No, Priest is still a heel. I mean, it looks like he's teasing a face turn, but I mean, Priest, even if Priest turns face, he would need a lot more of a crowd reaction to be a top face. With or without a championship doesn't fucking matter. Priest does not look at like a top face in the company. He wasn't even looked at as a top heel in the company. Sami Zayn. Unfortunately, Sami is so forgotten about. You guys see my Raw review? When Sami came out in the hour 3 segment, I forgot Sami was on the fucking brand. I forgot about Sami, and he's the IC champion. Ever since Mania, his booking has been so weird. It was supposed to be a fun feud with Gable. They added Bronson Reed, and everybody's like, this feud sucks. Okay, so there's nobody. I mean, you guys are throwing names out now like Ricochet. I mean, Jey Uso is your top face, and you're telling me Raw doesn't have issues. So unfortunately, that super chat, Basil Khan, I don't know. I don't have a feud for Braun. I can't even amplified future book it. It's sad. It's sad. I mean, you can start picking names, but I can't say I'm excited to see Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker. I can't tell you I'm excited to see Braun and Finn Balor. It's their job to get me excited for it, and I hope I do. As far as Judgment Day, they just need something massive right now. They are so stale. And every time I see McDonuts, I just know it's an automatic Brooklyn Brawler, Barry Horowitz, Tozawa loss, right? Straight up jobber status. Finn Balor is not that far behind. Every time I see Balor, I feel like he's just collecting L's. Dominic walking around in his damn fucking sling. And I guess the only thing there is Damian, Rhea Ripley's even injured. So it's I guess Damian leaving the group. That group, what do you want me to say, man? There's not too much that is exciting me on Monday nights. And that's what I hope tonight is different. I'm hearing there's rewrites on many segments tonight. That's not a good thing, by the way, but hopefully they're good rewrites, right? Hopefully they made the show better with the rewrites. Kappa Owens, 2-Spot Coffee, super salute, BC. Your answer was spot on, bro. Salute. Kappa Owens, I appreciate that. That was like a 10-minute response to that last super chat. About how wrestling can, even though when it's good, it just feels like it's oversaturated. So, Kappa Owens, I appreciate that, man. A super salute. Kappa Owens, let me give you a super salute right back. I think I saw Stegmeister come in with another super as well, man. This live stream has been so much fun, man. I thank you guys big time. Honestly, I haven't done one in a while, and I gave you guys 25 minutes notice, 25, 30 minutes notice, something like that. And man, you guys showed up So fucking big time. Prime killer with a 5-spot coffee. Netflix should do a WWE show where the talent stays in character outside Raw, SmackDown, and PLEs, like how the old school wrestlers used to do outside WWF. Prime killer, exclamation point, thank you, dude. Prime killer, let me give you a salute on that statement. Because if more wrestlers did what Prime Killer just not asked Netflix, but gave some, what's the word I'm looking for, right? Because we're not pushing Netflix. They have their own agenda and they have their vision, but Prime Killer is giving an option for Netflix to do something wild, to have the wrestlers actually continue their story out of the show. So instead of after the show ends, you go on social and you post what you're having dinner with the guy you're feuding with, maybe you're still in character a little bit, right? Like MJF would do, or Bray Wyatt would do. It's a thought. Prime Killer, that's what we need more of. Keep kayfabe alive. Just a little bit, because if kayfabe totally dies, so does pro wrestling. That's the sad part. And thank you, Outlaw24, suggested. The word was on the tip of my dome, and I couldn't come up with it. I'm trying, right? I'm like, I have 50% of me's like, I want another fresh coffee. The other 50% is, what word am I fucking looking for? Suggested, Outlaw24. Thank you. Top face is Samantha BC. Durante, pretty much. For BC, she's one of the top faces. That's for damn sure. Hey, I'm much more excited to see Samantha than Ricochet, I will say that. Ash Stegmeister Stegals, 10 spot. I'm going to SmackDown as well, so I'll give you a report for that as well. Yes, bro. You're pulling the double dip. That's where a lot of fans, Stegmeister, were pissed off because they say WWE was gouging them price-wise. So WWE's response were, well, you could get cheaper tickets if you get both nights. And people are like, yeah, but then we spend more. They're like, don't talk to us like that. So Glasgow, Scotland was pissed off at WWE. But Stegmeister's like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be there. Bro, I appreciate it. Give me the inside reports, man. I want to know what we didn't hear and see on the actual show that you are privy to actually being there. So Stegmeister, I'm going to thank you in advance, dude. And I'm going to tell you in advance, slay it, bro. I hope it's a badass. I know it's going to be a fun atmosphere. That's for damn sure. Yo, DB for life with a 20 spot, a mini banger bomb. Chucking a 20 over to this damn live stream before we end this. DB, before I read that, let me give you a salute, bro. DB for life. Man, I'm so glad a lot of you guys were able to catch us live. DB for life says debuts and call-ups are starting to be devalued at an alarming rate. Naomi, LA, Tiffy, Dragunov. H is ruining them. Imagine Razor Ramon debuting on Superstars, then a week later he's losing to Bret Hart. H is clueless. First imp are big. First impressions are big, I think is what you're saying there, DB for life. So losing to Bret Hart. H is clueless. First impressions are big. Absolutely. You only get one chance out of first impression. And DB for life, you are spot on. Dragunov's whole care. I'm just going to Dragunov, by the way. He's one of the people you mentioned. And that was a massive loss last week. I mean, you can never rectify that, no matter what happens, right? I'm not saying he's damaged or he's buried. No, he'll be fine going forward if it's rectified. But you can't get over that, right? For all of us that have been invested in everything Dragunov has done the last several years, to watch Dragunov lose that last week on his first match doesn't make sense. It's not realistic. And now we're never going to forget that, right? If you want to have Dragunov... Do you know what we were hearing last week, guys? And I know this is going long, this live stream, but I haven't done this in a while, so I'm not even going to apologize. If you don't have the time, come back another time and listen to the finish of this. But do you guys realize that a lot of people passed off Jey Uso beating Dragunov last week? You know what they said? Well, don't worry, guys, because they want to have Dragunov and Walter, Dragunov and Gunther at a separate, on their own, outside the tournament at a PLE. Well, of course, we all know that's what should have been happening. But now when you get to Dragunov versus Gunther, who the fuck cares? The dude just lost in 10 minutes to Jason Uso. Looking up at the fucking lights off a splash? A splash? Maybe I believe it if you told me like a piano fell from the sky accident. What the fuck, a piano, right? They were getting ready for fucking Lady Gaga or Taylor Swift's concert the next day. So they had a fucking piano floating high above and the piano fucking fell on Dragunov's head. That would suck. But at least I would believe Jay would be like, well, fuck, as long as the piano fell on him anyway, I'm going to cover him. But to fucking have a splash? A splash? You're treating this guy like he's fucking Tozawa. First impressions matter. I absolutely for life. DB for life, no doubt, bro. Carmelo. I mean, I'm sure you guys could tell me a lot. I told you guys on Friday's review. Do you guys know the statistics for Melo? Do you guys realize that Melo has had 5 main roster matches? 5. Do you know how many he won? Guys, guess how many he's won out of the 5 in the chat real quick. I might be on a delay, by the way, so forgive me not, but I might be on a delay. A delay. How about that? I can fucking speak. 1, exactly. A lot of you guys saw the review. 1 match out of 5. He only beat Baron Corbin, guys. Another match, he got a no contest with Austin Theory. Then he actually lost to Austin Theory. And then lost to Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. That's it. And people will defend it. They'll go, oh, well, BC, it's Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. I mean, come on. Okay, well, what about Austin Theory? He lost to Theory. And then he fought him a second time, and it was a no contest. 1 of 5. And again, maybe that's not a problem if the guy's slogan and motto is Melo don't miss. But in reality, Paul Levesque McMahon is telling you Melo does nothing but miss. See what I'm saying? It's not matching the character. Dragunov is a beast that really doesn't lose unless it's significant. But he just lost in 10 minutes to Jason Uso in his splash. Melo doesn't miss, but all he does is miss. It's conflicting. First impressions matter and how you're booked matters. So, yeah, you know, that's why... DB for life, all I can say, aside from thank you for that mini banger bomb, man, a 20 spot. That's a big welcome back to BC on the live streams. I appreciate that big time. But on top of that, your statement, DB for life, your words in this super chat are so fucking true. Appreciate that. More than the super chat, I appreciate the intelligence of you guys in this chat. I mean, that's what makes this unit. That's what makes my subscribers the very best. Because we come to these discussions with fucking intelligence. What a crazy concept. We speak facts. We leave opinions at the fucking... Fuck the opinions. You know Sir Charles. Sir Charles is up in here too, by the way. Did I get everybody? You guys were fucking rocking today, man. I think I got everybody. Let me just run that down again. All of my supers today. And that was... Wow, there was a lot, man. Sam Byers, Derek Davis, D-Man G, Joker 716, Colin. I got Kappa Owens, Ricky E245, Dreadhead 14, Nasir Alexander, B-Tech Reviews, A. Merrick, Stegmeister, Steggles, Basil Khan, Prime Killer, DB for life. You guys deep, man. I appreciate it big time. That's it. We're headed toward 2 hours live. This was supposed to be 1 hour. Thank you guys so much, man. You're a couple hours still away from Raw, so relax or go do your errands. You still have plenty of time. Until next time, and there will be that next time. Top guys, we're out. BC saying check you. Raw review. When I say until next time, there will be a next, I mean Raw review, man, within the next 24 hours. Make sure you guys stay locked on the channel. This is going to be a big review. I'm sure I'm going to have a lot to say about the semifinals for the ladies and the dudes that goes on tonight. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a lot to say about Sami Zayn and Chad Gable and fucking Bronson Reed being the middleman. And everything else that happens on this fucking show. So, if you want to hear it all, It's going to be within the next 24 hours on this channel, the Monday Night Raw review. Go whoop Monday's ass, and let's do it all again tomorrow. Salute! Much love and respect. Check you. Salute! I need a fresh coffee. Yeah, get him! Much love! Put him up! Yeah! Get amplified! I love it. Salute, guys. We'll do it soon. Check you. Peace!